Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. What? What's up, how gangster are you, cuz? I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. What? I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz. Hey, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. Can y'all hear me? I want to make sure y'all can hear me all right. I know it's been a while. It's been a few weeks. Okay, hold on. My chat box is not working. Why? Oh, child. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Should be on. I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe I'll start working in a minute. Okay. Simba is here. Yes. It is official. It is officially Leo season. So yes, Simba is here joining us. Today is the 23rd, the first day of Leo season. So y'all know my little lion got to come out as soon as Leo season hits. But I hope everybody's doing good. Let me make sure. I got to find. I thought I had my AirPods here. Let me see if I can use these, if these are charged. I want to make sure these work. Give me just a second. Okay, there goes the chat. Okay, good. We've been working. I had my OBS guy. We were working on some things I had created. So we've been working on this all day. I went to the doctor's earlier. We were finishing up some stuff in OBS, and then I fell asleep for a little bit. So I was like, I'm gonna stream today. I know I haven't been on stream in a while, but that's because I was like kind of sick last week. It was just a lot going on. I'm still dealing with my health issues, but I went to the doctor's today and my numbers are looking good. So, thank God for that. I'm just trying to take everything one day at a time. So give me just a second here so I can fix my Bluetooth slider. Make sure this connects real quick. But I hope you guys are doing good. Okay, I'm trying to see if this connects. Nope, it's not. All right, let me go grab my earpods. This isn't connecting, and I got a lot of clips to play, y'all. So, oh, is it connected? Maybe it's connecting. Hold on. Let me see. Sounded like something was just going on. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find the video where it's at. Hold on. Okay. I don't know where that would have came from. All right, let me go grab my other earpods. This is playing something else. Give me just a second. Yeah. I can't even find what clip that's playing from. I'll be right back. Give me just a second. I'm gonna go grab my earpods. Okay, I'm back. All right, so sorry about that. I had to go grab the right earpods. Y'all know it's always something, child. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it all together. Y'all like the graphic? Thank you. Yes, the little AI version of me, the little animated, because I want to spruce everything up on the channel and come back fresh. So I finally got a be right back screen. So I'm glad we put that in there. That came in handy. So let me just make sure. Okay, good. My ear pods are connected. Because we got a lot to talk about. So I want to make sure I have everything. I'm sorry. I thought I had my ear pods here, but they were in my purse. Okay. And y'all see the new pop ups we have? So we got a lot of new pop ups coming up, when people donate and things like that and join the membership or subscribe. We want to just make sure everybody gets shouted out and acknowledged. But thank you. I'm glad y'all like it. So it is a lot going on. Like I said, I couldn't do anything last week. I just was not feeling the best. And y'all know I don't want to come on stream if I'm not feeling good. But I took a nap today. We finished a lot of stuff today, so I feel better. So, yeah, we got to go ahead and talk about all this stuff that's going on. I don't know where y'all want to start because I've been wanting to talk about the whole Cheyenne Bryant situation for a while. I know it went down while I was in the hospital. It came out that basically she's a female Umar Johnson, Miss 6 Degrees, and she still has yet to prove her degrees or show anybody her degrees. And so a lot of people have moved on from this story. They kind of felt like, she's a liar. She doesn't have, these degrees that she claims that she has because she would just show the degree. She would just show her doctoral and things like that. And, and at first I really thought she had degrees. She's a very smart woman, pretty, articulate. And, I like an educated queen, you know what I'm saying? So I really thought she did. But when they were asking on the Breakfast Club, it was just all this mushmouth energy. And it's just like, show your degree. If you have it, just show it. It's not a big deal. People I know who have degrees, I mean, as soon as you walk in their house, bam, you get hit with that damn, here goes my master's. I got a bachelor's. You know what I mean? Like, people be proud to show off their degrees. So it's very odd the way she's acting. So everybody was minding their business, and all of a sudden, Dr. Cheyenne decided to jump on the Netflix trend where, people are like, my Netflix documentary's coming out, and, this is what it's going to be about. So she decided to post this video, and when I tell you, people drug her. So I'm going to play this video really quick. Give me just a second here. Of Miss Bryant's. All right, let me share my screen here. Okay, it's connected. All right, so this is what she posted on Instagram and TikTok. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she says, at Netflix, your favorite doc is ready. When Netflix does a documentary on Dr. Bryant, episode 1, they'll ask, is she really a doctor? Episode 2 through 10 will investigate the numerous haters who try to claim that she doesn't have her degree. So let's go ahead and play this real quick.
Is this my camera? Oh, this is my camera? Oh, this is my camera?
Okay, girl. She's a strange one. She really is. I liked her initially when she was going in on Cam Newton, but seems like ever since then she's just gotten stranger and stranger. She just wants to clout chase. She's looking for fame, clearly. And so when I was researching a lot of stuff about her, when people were saying that she didn't have her degrees and stuff, so I started researching. I found out that one of her role models is Ayanna Van Zant, and her goal, from what people were saying, is she was mentored by Ayanna Van Zant, allegedly. And so she wants to be like our era's Ayanna Van Zant, I guess, for the younger generation. And so that's who she's kind of mirroring herself after. So when I tell you, folks were dragging her online. They found that whole regalia on Amazon. Folks who went to Argosy University, they had whole different colors than what she was wearing. So a lot of folks were dragging her on TikTok and blasting her. So let me go ahead and pull up some of these videos here. So let's start with this first video. This is what came out back in May when people were asking her about her degree. So we're going to watch this first video. So give me just a second here. Okay. So this was from May. And then we'll go into the more modern videos.
Mrs. Cheyenne Bryant, at this point, it's the lack of professionalism for me, because there's no way that you went on all of these interviews, all of these podcasts, stating that you had 6 degrees, but yet you cannot show the people proof of one of them. And let me just say this, your obedience to God has nothing to do with your accountability of people. It does not make you exempt whatsoever. For you to go on national TV and say that you do not owe anybody an explanation other than God is very disingenuous to me. It's very inauthentic, okay? Let me just say that. So you are the one who started and stirred up all of this controversy, and the way that you're handling the controversy is absolutely absurd to me, because I will say that there is a way that controversy should be handled, and you're doing it the total opposite way. And hopefully it does not backfire on you, sis. In order to gain the people's trust again, in order to gain the people respect again, you do have to show some proof. You will have to show a degree, some degrees, whatever the case may be. You're going to have to give the people something other than those excuses that you have been given for the past few days, because it's not going to cut it. That's all I want to say. And let me just say this before I end. I was one of those girls that was rooting for Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, right? She went from video vixen to doctor, but now it seems like that's possibly not the case at all. So I don't know. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to continue to root for you, but baby girl, you got to get the people something. Mrs. Cheyenne Bryant.
So that was back in May. So now that she's done this, people are dragging her for her latest fuckery. So we're going to watch some of these clips here.
So who do we have to blame for this? Jeff, the internet. Having a wall full of honorary degrees and also a patent on your name is truly diabolical. But here she is again.
Yeah, if y'all don't know, she ended up basically making a Dr. Cheyenne Bryant trademark. So that way people have to call her doctor. Like she trademarked it with a lowercase d, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So a lot of people are roasting her about that as well.
Gaslighting us. Now I want the people who actually did the work, who sacrificed, who actually have those student loan debt, all that. I want y'all to chime in. Where can you buy one of these? How do you feel about, Amazon just selling this and you can just put it on straight out the box? She didn't even earn it. All she wanted to show y'all was, yeah, I'm that girl. Y'all jealous. Okay. It's all about me. But once again, people don't care. That's why she continues to do it. She still got clients. People still feeding into it. It's not going to change because she is that girl in her eyes. It's a delusion for me. Once again, looking at all those honorary degrees. I should also blame y'all schools for giving her honorary degrees. Y'all part of the problem too. But here we are once again.
And I've been saying that forever, that honorary degrees are bullshit and they're a slap in the face to real students at the school, paying student loans, getting into debt to get, their degrees. So you got people in the comments section here. This man done posted. He said he needs some shine too. He said Dr. Pena, after many mental breakdowns of trying to do his dissertation. Here goes the sister here. She says, at our graduation ceremony. Here goes somebody else. 1200 through university. It's the heavy velvet everywhere. Hard work, no dress up. So a lot of people are showing what their cap and gowns look like. I paid $650K for mine. 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears. It didn't come from Amazon. Wow. So we're going to pull up some more videos here.
You know what? Just gonna go to hell. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, okay? Took me 12 seconds to find it on Amazon. $83. $83. You're not about to keep playing in my face. Produce the document. Show us footage. Give me the receipts. Or we don't want to hear this. What Monique say? If you're not going to put a name to it, keep it on the playground. This is childish and you need to go to hell.
So they're going in. Let me see here. This is insane. So what? Okay, let's see what Torre had to say.
I don't think she just
They've been beefing for a while.
Bought that for this video. I did think when I saw it, is that what they wore when people graduated from Argosy University? No, it is not.
A PhD from Argosy University, your regalia will feature a traditional black doctoral gown with dark blue, PhD blue, velvet accents. The doctoral hood uses black as the base, trimmed with the same dark blue velvet and lined with the Argosy University school colors.
This is what they wore. But let's not get bogged down in details, because I don't think Miss Cheyenne's freelance cap and gown from Nowhere University is something she bought from Amazon to continue cosplaying as a person with advanced degrees. No, I now believe the truth is actually worse. I believe that cap and gown are actually from a graduation ceremony for an honorary degree.
Robe wasn't random. It's the robe from the honorary doctorate she received from United Graduate College and Seminary in partnership with the Black Agenda. It appears to be the regalia from the honorary doctorate ceremony.
Miss Cheyenne Bryant wore a cap and gown from an honorary degree ceremony on the socials to try to prove that she had been telling the truth about having a real degree. This is a profound lie that could have devastating consequences for real people. I'm surprised we haven't seen lawsuits yet. And Black people have struggled historically with believing in therapy. Until recently, a lot of us thought that it's some white shit. Now, many of us love therapy, but plenty of Black people still think of it as some white shit. Miss Cheyenne thought she'd give him therapy in a Black female way, but in reality, she was masquerading as a doctor, further confusing people about who in the medical field they can really trust. But more than that, you gotta wonder if something deeper is wrong. I don't think she just bought that for this video.
So y'all heard what Torre had to say, child. So it is a whole mess. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, somebody called her Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Because she's a knockoff doctor at this point. And Teray is right. A lot of people of color shy away from therapy, you know, and a lot of us need it. I start my therapy session in, I think, 2 weeks, you know, just because everything I've been going through with my health. And, you know, I'm having a lot of mental health breakdowns and crying and constantly just going through stuff. So they finally hooked me up with a therapist, and I'm going to go see the therapist, I believe on the 12th or something. So she is making it where people, you know, may feel like they don't want to get therapy or it's just a scam. You know, the stuff that she's doing, if you can sit here and put on this honorary gown or Amazon gown, wherever she got it from, but you still can't show your degrees, that's insane to me. And, you know, again, she's a grifter. This is just what's going on the internet these days. Everybody's looking to grift. Everybody's looking to, you know, get quick money, build a following. And she's very intelligent. She's very articulate. But if you're talking about, you know, mental health and giving people therapy and you're not licensed, you can definitely do a lot more damage to somebody. And I think that's the part that's like really disturbing, is that she's really cosplaying. But again, she learned from the best. You know, you have a lot of these grifters out here. You know, again, fellow Leo, Umar Johnson, you know. So it's just, the whole situation is crazy. And so what's funny is that 50 Cent has now blasted her. So if you guys don't know, the first girl that was talking, 50 Cent posted her video, excuse me. He ended up reposting it and basically calling Cheyenne out. And if you guys don't know, she's spoken very, very highly of 50 Cent. Let me see if I can find the clip here. He posted on his page. So I think at this point, you know, it's just making her look crazy. Let me see if it's, you know, he likes to post and delete. Okay, here it is. He still has it up on his page. So this is what he wrote. And I'm going to show y'all some clips of her literally just bragging on 50 Cent, acting like they are the best of friends. That's when I started realizing she was a clout chaser. So on 50 Cent's page, he posted that girl who was calling out Cheyenne Bryant and says, damn, shawty was a fraud, no degrees, shake my head, professional bullshitter. Okay? And you see the first comment. The person says, I thought 50 Cent was a supporter of Dr. Bryant from when she slid in his DMs and he decided to bankroll her book. So she has been talking about her relationship with 50 Cent for a minute now. And so I had assumed they were a lot closer, but 50 let it be known he don't want no parts of that mess. Let me see if I can find some of the clips here. Because she been talking about 50 for a good little minute. Okay. Here goes one of the videos where she's talking about how 50 Cent helped her.
You meet 50 Cent, by the way.
Oh, goodness. There's intelligence and there's genius. When it comes to business, 50 is genius. I noticed on my social media, 50 Cent was following me. I'm like, oh, he's been following me for a long time. And true story, which I've never told, by the way, so y'all get some exclusive. I had my book that I have here right now and my other book, Mental Detox, and I was attempting to get a book deal for just this book. I'm in my kitchen. It's probably like 12 a.m. at night, and everything in me was like, well, he's been following you. He's probably a fan of your work. DM him. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm not DMing anybody. I'm definitely not DMing no man. And I'm damn sure not DMing 50 Cent. Like, if he wants me in any way, even in a business capacity, you a man. You better reach come help me. You better reach out. So I'm all in my limited thinking. And God's like, woman, you being a Peter on the boat right now with an attitude with God at that moment. I go on social media with an attitude. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm Dr. Bryant. I have a book and I have some show that I'm producing. I'd love to talk to you about. And I was like, what attitude? Press send. Like, God be telling me to do stuff I don't want to do. But his thoughts are not our thoughts and his ways are not our ways. Yeah. Man, my phone lit up. I was like, 50 said, I'm definitely interested. What's your contact? So I sent the number. My phone rings immediately. I'm like, hello? And in his very unique, only 50 has his 50 Cent voice. First thing he says, like, so, like, do you really have all those degrees? Yes, I really am degreed out. He's like, damn. We talked for hours. I mean, on a friendship level, about business, about everything. I thought I was reaching out for business. It ended up being something that became a really good friendship. He made a promise and said, listen, let me contact my agent, which is the biggest agent, Mark Gerard. Shout out to you. He's the biggest literary agent pretty much in the nation. He's like, let me contact him. And it's funny, Mark, I love you. But Mark was like, well, I'll talk to her, but I don't really know her work. I don't know who she is. And 50 even went further to vouch. He was like, yo, like, I love her work. And from there, Mark got on the call with me and things went on. And before you know it, my intention was to get one book deal. Mark called back and was like, yo, they want to give you a double book deal. I'm like, what? So listen, I'm here to say to the ladies out there, don't be sliding in nobody's DMs unless God tells you to do it. That was a moment where literally I was just obedient to spirit. Shout out to him and thank you for, making sure that you took the lead and represented me well so that I'm able to get a double book deal that exceeded most people's first book.
Okay, girl, let me come back on the screen. There's a lot. So at this point, the way 50 Cent reacted to her, now I'm like, is this story even true? Because she's been peddling this 50 Cent story for a minute. First of all, okay, objection, okay? The only thing that's open at 3 a.m. is legs, okay? That's what I was told. The only thing open at 3 a.m. is legs. So she wants to tell me that she just sat on the phone with 50 Cent and they just discussed business at 3 a.m. in the morning, not in the afternoon. Those are not business hours, ma'am, okay? So I find the whole situation just very interesting. Oh, he was following me. I wasn't following him. It's like she's still trying to, you could just tell that narcissism. She's still trying to make herself seem bigger than 50 Cent. Like, girl, bye. Everybody follows 50 Cent. Even I follow him and he get on my damn nerves. I've been following 50 Cent for years. He's one of the few celebrities I do follow. So it's just funny that she made it known I wasn't following him. He was following me. Okay, girl. So she said 50 Cent done bankrolled the book and helped her out. And, you know, she got 3 book deals. But this isn't the only podcast she said this on. I got receipts. She's been telling this 50 Cent story for a minute. So when I seen 50 Cent post that, I had to clutch my invisible damn pearls. Like, hold up now. I thought that was your homegirl and you believed in her. And I thought at least 50 Cent saw the degrees. But now he's coming out saying that, you know, she's a liar. What degrees? You know, so now I'm starting to think this whole 50 Cent story is something she done made up in her head. Okay? So let me go ahead and pull up some more. Give me just a second here. Got a few clips. Yeah, she's been telling this story for years. Here it is. Here on Club Shay Shay too. Keep receipts. Here she is on Club Shay Shay.
Curtis Jackson for taking the lead on that,
Right.
With Random House, which is the biggest publishing company in the world.
Wow. That's
And so
unbelievable.
50 believed in me, and he took the lead, and they said, well, we believe in her too. We love her. And so here I am with 2 book deals. My first book, Mental Detox, launches today, and then my second book, Marches in 2026, launches. So I'm excited. I'm a happy camper.
You would like to toast this to the great. Congratulations, 2 book deal, Mental Detox just launched, and another book coming in 2026.
Yes.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and I'm not a drinker, but this is some more.
Girl, objection, stop. Just stop with the cap. Now, y'all know I don't drink for real, okay? When you're not a drinker, you're not going to go from not drinking. The most you'll get me to drink is a damn wine cooler or a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Ain't no way in hell if I'm not a drinker, I'm going straight to the brown liquor. Like, just stop. This lady just lies. I'm not really a drinker, and she takes a big-ass gulp. Okay, ma'am. Let's continue. Lady's batshit crazy. I'm not a drinker, but took a big old swig.
Oh, shit!
Oh, it's about to get good in here. It's about to get good.
My chest ain't even burning this much.
No,
This is good.
No.
You know, dark brings... You sure you want this interview after this dark?
That's what I'm looking for.
Dark make you go crazy. Okay?
Well, how do you
I'm gonna take one
We
more
gonna be
sip.
tamed. We gonna be tamed the first hour.
Look, she took another drink. This lady is insane. So you know that dark makes you go crazy. She took another drink. Her chest is not burning. How would you know if you don't drink that your chest would burn? She's a chameleon. Wherever she can get in, she gonna get in.
No.
Now, you ain't gonna tell me what to do.
Okay. My bad.
Shout out to 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson.
So she's been talking about 50 for a good little minute. Let me see. I think I have another clip here of her. Hold up here. Oh, yeah, okay. This is where Umar Johnson, he fake tried to call her out and then turned around and said that black women were jealous of her. And that's why, you know, she's going through the degree situation because black women are jealous.
Saying, I believe that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is quite possibly the same personality type as Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. I believe that all 3 of you are serial monogamous with narcissistic tendencies.
So to address the first question, which was, do I...
First of all, objection. Umar Johnson ain't got no business talking about nobody having narcissistic tendencies, not wanting to commit. He got 2 baby mamas. All he does is talk about smashing cookies. Okay, so he has no business even talking about Nick, Cam, or Cheyenne. He's in the same boat as all 3 of them. Let's continue.
Do I believe that I have some narcissistic traits in my low-functioning behavior? Absolutely. For me to be able to emasculate that man, and he's just loving on me, he's never disempowered me. This man wasn't cheating or beating on me. He was there all day.
Do you struggle with the same things that I struggle with? Self-importance?
Not at this level. Do I have a high level of self-love and self-value? Yes. Can my confidence be on steroids sometimes because that's the way I inspire me? Yeah. Does my self-talk show up externally sometimes? Yeah. Is my self-talk narcissistic? Abso-fucking-lutely.
I want to go back to the good Dr. Umar.
Okay, girl. Let me see if we have any more clips.
In this video, Cheyenne Bryant will confirm she lied to 50 Cent to get a book deal. Listen to Cheyenne tell the story.
It's very unique. Only 50 has his 50 Cent voice. First thing he says, like, so, like, do you really have all those degrees? Yes, I really am degreed out. He's like, damn. We talk for hours. I mean, on a...
Okay, girl. You're not degreed out, but okay.
Me being who I am, I can take anybody and transform them into who I want them to be. A woman cannot do that.
That's not true.
In most cases.
That's not true.
Okay, she's not.
So this is the interview that first went viral with Cheyenne, was her and Cam Newton going back and forth. And what I found interesting, you know, when I look back on it, because she was really checking Cam, and she was, I forgot which the words that she used, but it went viral. And a lot of people gave her props. I did too, because it's like somebody needs to hold a mirror up to Cam, because Cam just be talking just to talk. And so when I look back at this, because she also mentioned 50 Cent in that Cam Newton interview, because I went back and watched the whole thing. She also mentioned 50 Cent. And I thought it was very interesting that she's talking about how, you know, Cam is creating broken homes because he's a broken person. But I'm like, well, did you give the same advice when you talked to 50 Cent? Because he has absolutely no relationship with his oldest son. And from what the Asian lady, Daphne, was saying, 50 wasn't really doing anything for his youngest son either. So did 50 Cent get those same lectures that you gave Cam Newton? I don't know. Maybe because he helped her with the book. But now the way 50 Cent is, you know, posting on social media, it seems like he's tired of her using his name for clout. Because that's what it comes off as, that she's just trying to use him for clout. Oh, yeah. And then another thing, when you're really a licensed, you know, therapist or doctor, why does she feel the need to keep bringing up what celebrities are in her DMs? I didn't give them therapy, but Offset was in my DMs. Like, she's always name dropping celebrities. So let's go ahead and watch this clip real quick. This is when she was on Shannon Sharp.
In your DM, have you revealed anybody else that's ever been in your DM? You put anybody on blast?
I love that you said that. Offset was in my DM, and he just posed a question that said, hey, you know, maybe you can help me with something. He didn't say what it was.
Right.
That's all he said.
Right.
And because he never followed through,
Right.
I never followed through. We never did a session. He
Right.
was never my client.
Right.
When I shared that on Jason Lee's show, that was not a
Like he
breach.
was trying to slide.
It was not a breach of confidentiality, first
Right.
of all, because he was not and is not my client.
Right.
So it was no breach. And he did not slide in my DMs asking for anything that had to do with me. It was very specific to, you know, hey, maybe you can help me with something. He
Right.
never said what.
Right.
And so when I said that, I was saying that to more use Offset as an example because I could, because again, he's not my client, so that's not a breach of confidentiality. To say, listen, other black men, being that Offset has a following, he's a rapper, he's in the limelight, he's, you know, he's attached to Cardi B. Asking for help is powerful.
Right.
You can slide in a DM to ask for help. It doesn't have to be to ask for something else.
Yeah.
And the fact that he...
Yeah, but you also don't have to even mention this. This was nobody's business. If you felt like he was genuinely there to come and ask you for help and not trying to hit, then you know, that should be even more reason not to share that to the public, because we don't know what Offset was needing. You know, maybe he was looking for some mental health, you know, help or gambling addiction help, whatever. But you're mentioning him because of the clout that comes with Offset and him being attached to Cardi B. Because again, you're trying to be in these spaces with these people. Because if you're not going to mention the random guy, you know, Craig and them, who slid in your DMs and asked you for help, why mention Offset? So she's been clout chasing for a while.
He did the appropriate thing.
Right.
And my intention was to give him props. Now, the internet took it and made it something else.
She tried to put him on
And
blast.
I was trying to say, listen, this man, with all of his bad decision making, we're going to call it what it is. In that one moment, he made the right damn decision. And I was giving him his flowers, and the internet took it as, this is her client. I ain't telling shit. He's not my client.
Right.
Neither one of us followed up. And that's just what it was. It was more saying he did the right thing in that moment. And no matter how many wrong decisions you've made, it's okay to make a right one, even if it's 1 out of 2,000, because that one right one could be the one decision that changes your life. Or
well, what? I mean, I guess I'm confused. What right decision? He never followed up. Like, she's acting like she cured him of gambling. He made the right decision. That's why I mentioned his name. No, he didn't. He slid into your DMs and allegedly asked for help. If he really wanted to make the right decision, would he not have booked a counseling session? Would he not have met with you? Why is she acting like she cured him? He's probably at the casino now with another bullet hole in his ass, okay? Gambling up some more money. So it's like, what are you talking about? You're literally naming these people because you're using them for clout. You're using them to big up your name. And now she looks crazy as hell because 50 Cent apparently wants nothing to do with her. So this whole situation is crazy. Like I said, I really thought that she was, I mean, she's not a dumb woman, don't get me wrong, but I thought that she was like well educated, had herself together, was just doing certain things to like bring awareness to the public, and that she had her degrees. And all she's done is just run her mouth and go from platform to platform to platform looking for clout. So to me at this point, it's not really about healing people or giving therapy. You're trying to build a brand. You're trying to grift. You're trying to build a brand. And she looks at it like, people in the field are just jealous of her. But I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's an annoyance. Because again, you have people who actually went to these schools. They spent money. They got into student loan debt because they actually want to help the community. They actually want to help other people. And you're taking a shortcut. You're getting honorary degrees. You won't show your real degrees. So I can see why people feel away. Like, I actually went to school. I actually, did all 4 years, got my doctorate, stressed myself out. And then everybody's treating her like she's a real doctor when she's not. And then the fact that now she's trying to play victim and say, people are taking her latest stunt out of, out of context. No, because like I said, everybody forgot about this situation. Everybody had moved on because all this happened in like May, like around May. So everybody moved on from this. But again, she knows what she's doing. She wants to stay in the algorithm. She wants to trend. She wants people to talk about her, so that's why she did what she did. So at this point, she's a joke. Like I really had like a lot of faith in her, but she's a joke. Here she goes again, child. So this is the outfit she had on underneath that gown. So I guess she's responding back to some people.
I'm a gallon and you're a pint. So what happens with gallons and pints is it's not that I'm too much. It's that when you pour everything you have into me, your capacity isn't there. So I still have all of this that I have to either self-soothe or overcompensate with. And if I pour all of what I have into you, system overload. So it's not that I'm too much, it's you can't handle. Let's not gaslight. No, it's
Y'all make anybody famous, child. She's a trip, but yeah, that's Dr. Well, we just gonna call her Cheyenne Bryant. Okay, that's Cheyenne Bryant for you. She's on some silly stuff. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats. She's funny. Let's see here. The other Lenice says, hey T, missed you. Glad to see your face. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Jada Taylor Sim 5 says, hey T, I hope you're feeling better. Have you looked at the newest season of Love Island? I would love your take on it. I have not watched it. My oldest and his friends, they all watch it and argue about it. And there's some guy on there that he feels is misunderstood and all the girls hate the guy. It's funny. I listen to them talk about it, but I'm over it. I think watching it for the first time last season with Olandria and Ace and all them, it's just not really my cup of tea. So I I heard that this season is really good. I just haven't watched it. And maybe I will, but I haven't watched it. But thank you for the super chat, love. Let's see here. Jada Taylor. Oh, sorry, I just read that one. Divine Dage 3418 says she got her robe off of Temu. They said they found it on Amazon. Delatrol says it's time to collectively block Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Yeah, that's really the only way that you're going to be able to get rid of these people. You can't keep giving them the attention and platforming them. And I think that's the problem, is that, you know, as soon as somebody pops up in the scene and they're articulate and they're pretty, it's like everything else goes out the window. And I think that's how she, you know, she knows she's using her looks and things like that to get by and to get platformed and to, you know, to get taken seriously. Like, oh, she's so pretty and she's smart. So she definitely knows what she's doing. Just like when everybody was blasting her in May and then she went and did the whole bikini video on the boat. So she knows what she's doing. Let's see here. Blackfoot Baddie since 699 says, Miss UT, you had me in my feelings in your last live before you went on break. Prayed for you a lot, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody's prayers. It definitely helped and it meant a lot to me. So thank you. Let's see here. Nova Kane. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing good. He sent 5. He said, I'm glad you're back. Cheyenne claimed her records of going to Argosy were lost after the school shut down, but other alumni said it was false. Yeah, I saw those videos as well. Even when school shut down, they have to transfer your degrees to, you know, somewhere else where you can still access them. You know, in case your degree gets lost or burnt in a fire, there's going to be backups. And so she's just full of crap. At this point, her cover has been blown and she doesn't want to go backwards and say that she just made it up because she knows that's going to ruin her reputation even more. So she's just, you know, playing crazy and coming up with all these fantastical tales. And my thing is, like, nobody told y'all to come out and say that you have doctorates. Who gives a damn? Any bozo can, you know, start a podcast. You don't need a degree to start a podcast and to blow up and be an internet personality. So it's like these folks put all this pressure on themselves. She could have just came out and been like, I'm pretty and, you know, I just want to help serve people. And people would have been cool with that. But, you know, again, making all these false claims that she really didn't even need to make these claims. She did all this to have one up on others. And now it's coming back to bite her in the ass. So I don't feel bad for her. Rosemarin says, but yet she still got the shot in the ass. Okay, doctor. She got a BBL? I thought that was her real shape. Child, I don't know. I just give people the benefit of the doubt. I didn't know she had a shot in her ass. Let's see here. APS says, good morning from Thailand, T. Good to see you back. Glad you're doing well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. So now let's go ahead. Let's get off of Cheyenne Bryant here. I want to talk about, let's see. Let's talk about what's going on with Chadwick Boseman and Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Both these situations hit within 48 hours of each other. So yesterday, it came out that Malcolm-Jamal Warner's wife was having to sue Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mother because she and her daughter have not received any money since he died. You know, they haven't been helped out in any type of way. So she's taking the mother to court. And then in Chadwick's case, basically his brothers are suing his wife because they're saying that they haven't received any money from her, the family, his parents. They haven't gotten anything from her in 4 years. So we're going to go ahead and watch both of these cases because I have a lot to say about this here. So let's start. Let's see. Let's start with Chadwick, and then we'll go into Malcolm-Jamal Warner. So let's start with this first. Give me just a second. Let's see here. this bigger. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this first here. And like I said, this story broke earlier today.
Another star's family is locked in a legal battle. Chadwick Boseman's brothers versus his widow.
Simone, she with me every day.
Grief is a lifelong battle. It doesn't go away. It's complicated, but I'm doing my best.
That's Simone, exclusive with ET 2 years after the Black Panther star lost his private battle with colon cancer in 2020 at just 43. They had secretly married 6 days beforehand, and she was later named administrator of his nearly $4 million estate. But in new court docs, brothers Kevin and Derek Boseman claim Simone is mismanaging assets and hasn't paid the family any money in nearly 4 years.
When someone dies without a will, half of their assets go to the spouse and half of the assets go to the parents as the assignees of their parents' interest in the estate. The kids are still owed this money, and they think that she's sitting on this, asking the court to punish her. When you violate a court order, we have the right to ask the court to hold you in contempt.
Just 8 months before taking Chadwick's widow to court, Kevin and Derek appeared happy to pose alongside Simone at their late brother's Walk of Fame ceremony.
People that experience loss feel the same way because we still feel them.
But on Kevin's Dark Mondays podcast, he seemingly alluded to behind-the-scenes drama.
There's a lot going on between Chadwick Boseman estate, my parents.
Now I don't even want to be on the date.
Simone's legal team had no comment, but in the last few months, the 35-year-old, who's a singer, has increased her social media presence under her artist name, San, describing her new dating life and delivering affirmations. Her court date with the brothers is set for September 29th.
If I'm still here, there must be something I'm supposed to do.
I think that the brothers will get what they're entitled to get. Most of these cases would settle, and if I were the widow, I would try to do it quickly.
Okay, not I would try and do it quickly. Okay, sir. All right, let's see here. I think this was the second story. Okay, so let's listen to Malcolm-Jamal Warner's story.
Is it still shocking to you that he's not with us?
Yes, it's still a shock.
We have a three-nager. She just turned 3, so she's an official three-nager. We are a nanny, we are a playmate, we are everything.
It's been the biggest loss for all of us.
All of us.
Right now, my daughter and I are just like...
You guys are a unit.
Yeah.
That heartbreak is turning into a courtroom battle. Exactly 1 year after the Cosby Show star's accidental drowning in Costa Rica, Malcolm's widow, Tanisha, is suing his mother, the trustee of his family estate. At issue, more than $1.2 million.
I think she does have a strong case. Before they got married, they signed a premarital agreement. And this prenuptial agreement said that Malcolm was going to acquire a $1 million life insurance policy. He was going to give her a $16,000 payment every year. He did none of those things. Now he dies. It makes the surviving wife a creditor of the estate.
His mother's response?
I'm very grateful that I was chosen to be his mother.
In a heartfelt post marking Malcolm's passing, Pamela Warner wrote about how hard the last year has been. She shared childhood pics, but also mentioned she's learned, quote, how cruel, evil, and greedy a human can be, although she does not mention anyone by name.
Do you communicate with his mom?
In Gayle King's exclusive interview, airing in full tomorrow on CBS Mornings and taped before the lawsuit was filed, she asked Tanisha about her relationship with the mother-in-law she is now suing.
Are you close to his mom? Because where is she? She's in Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now, everybody, like all of his family members and everyone who has lost him, they are grieving. Time feels slower in terms of what my life looks like now, do you know? Mm-hmm. Because it's without him.
Yeah.
So every moment feels very slow. Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be 12.
But Tanisha, just thank God that you have her though, honestly. Thank God that you have her.
Whatever I have to give, the first person to get that is my daughter. And then the second is myself.
So both these situations are extremely sad. It really is. But I just have a few questions. Okay, so let's start with Malcolm-Jamal Warner, his situation. He was married to Tanisha. They have a daughter together. Of course, he died unexpectedly. So nobody, it wasn't like he was sick or anything like that. He drowned. So that was an unexpected death. But it makes me question how tight her and the mother were. Like how really close they were as a family. Because if the mother is the one who has access to his full estate, one, Malcolm should have eventually got his affairs in order. We always think we have till next week. You just never know. So he never ended up getting that $1 million policy, which would have helped her out. But my thing is, how close were her and the mother? Because you would think that if they had a close bond, she'd want to look out for the granddaughter, who is an extension of Malcolm. And the fact that the mother isn't looking out for the wife or the granddaughter, that makes me feel like they're not as close as she's saying they are. And the mother even said something that, there's greedy people around, but she never mentioned who. And so she wanted to be fair and make sure that her grandchild was taken care of, because Malcolm had a large estate. I'm assuming he had, tons of money, but, you just never know. Why not give her something? Why not give the child something? She wasn't just a baby mama. She wasn't just a random girlfriend. They had been together for 9 years. So again, this is why it's very important for people to really foster these relationships. I'm not saying you got to be best friends with your in-laws, but there has to be some type of closeness. So that way, in the event something happens, it should be no issue wanting to help. Because it's not like, this was a mysterious death or, we're trying to figure out, did she kill him? It's none of that. He drowned. I don't even think she was there at the time. It was just him and the daughter. So I just find that very strange that the mother is unwilling to help. I feel like there's more going on behind the scenes that she's not ready to talk about yet. Now, as far as Chadwick, I will say this. He fought cancer for 4 years, right? And within those 4 years, you're told, you could make it X amount of years or you could die in a few months. Either way, he had plenty of time to get things, figured out. He left the wife everything, but he didn't have a will. He just left her as the executor. And when you're the executor, you kind of trump everything, especially if there's no will. And to me, for him to know that he's sick and he's dealing with something as serious as cancer, shame on him, not trying to talk bad about the dead, for not having his affairs in order. There should have been a will. There should have been something there to make sure that his parents, the brothers and siblings are something totally different, but that his parents were good, that something was left to the parents. And, maybe he talked to the wife and said, I'm going to make you the executor. Make sure you give my parents, X, Y, and Z. But unless that's written and set in stone, you don't know what somebody might do once you die. And because that there's no will, they want to go about splitting it, but he left her the full executor. Now, to me, how I'm looking at this is, how close was his family? Because he had only married her, they had been together a few years, and she has, I think they have a son together. But he married her within 2 months while he was dying in the hospital. He knew he was dying. So that makes me feel like, well, as brothers, were y'all there with him? As parents, were y'all there by his bedside? Because for him to marry her at his bedside, knowing he's dying in less than 2 months, where was the rest of the family? Is that why he made her the sole executor? Because y'all weren't really there through his cancer journey, through his medical journey? Those are the uncomfortable questions, but I just got to keep it real. Because you're going to find out who's really there for you when you're sick. You're really going to find out. Friends, family, all that stuff. You're going to find out when you're really going through health shit, who is really there for you. I had to cut off a friend, I've been cool with for years, blocked her number, removed her off of Facebook. I don't like fake shit. If you a friend and you can party with me and hang with me when times are good, But then when I'm going through my health struggle, I don't even hear from you. I got strangers praying for me every day. And I've known you, and you haven't called and checked up on me. Bitch, you're blocked, period. Like when I tell you I cleaned up house, I cleaned up house. Because when you're going through real stuff, that's when you'll know who's really there for you, who really misses your absence. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like something happened with the family where he felt more comfortable leaving all that with the wife because she was there for him. And when you're dealing with stuff like something as serious as cancer or terminal illness, you got to be on top of your stuff. And I talked about this in Discord, but I never went into details. So what I was dealing with was life and death. There was no in between. Either I was going to make it through this procedure or I wasn't. There was the side effect was not just, upset stomach, nausea and diarrhea. The side effect was if you don't make it through this, you're dead, basically. I remember being at the dad checked into the hospital, being there with my mom and my boo, and literally signing stacks of paperwork. Like I felt like I was signing my life away. Like I'm literally trying to hold it together and not cry. But it's like, I don't know what's going to be at the end of this. I don't know if I will ever be back on YouTube or I'll ever see you guys again, let alone my kids. It was that serious. But God is so good. A few years ago, and we talked about this on Discord, this was before Scully B died. I went to get my estate planning done because me and my Edward Jones accountant, we're real close. And I had just been having a lot of issues with just health issues, lack of oxygen going to my brain, me almost just passing out, and me having these freaking pass outs were happening more and more frequently. So my accountant was like, T, you need to really get your estate planning in order. And I was like, I don't even know how to do that because this is just not stuff, unfortunately, that is talked about a lot in the Black community. I think part of it is we feel like if we plan for death, that we're calling death to us. But that's like you have to just be prepared. And I noticed that in the white community, they have many, I'm not going to say all white folks, but many of them, especially they got money, they got their ducks in a row. They know who's going to get what, down to the fine china, the damn Delta, limited rewards. Like they have everything split up. And so she was like, you have to really plan this out because with you getting more and more frequently sick, because at that time we were trying to figure out what was wrong, why I was literally about to pass out, why I was not getting oxygen to my brain. And like, I literally would be good one moment and the next moment I'm literally like on the couch convulsing, passing out. It was the scariest shit. And so I said, okay. So she hooked me up with an estate planner. I went and got everything done in 2024. And I remember it was something about her I did not like. I did not like her energy. She just was very cold, the way she was talking. Like, okay, so this child will get this percentage, your mom will get this percentage. Who's going to get the car? Who's going to get your house? Like she was just very cold and I started crying. And she was like, what's wrong? I said, this is my life that we're talking about. This is shit I've worked hard for. And you're just talking about it like it's just some junk on the street. I said, the way you're coming off, like, this is my family. This is, like I'm watching you just talk about my life like it's so matter of fact. And so I had to check her. And she was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I've been doing this for years, so sometimes, just comes off just so robotic. I'm really sorry. I said, yeah, you need to fix your tone. I said, you're a bit too cold and you're a bit too robotic. I'm a human being and I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of had to change her tone, but I didn't like the way she came off. It was just something about her energy. And so we ended up going through all that. I paid the money. It was like close to two grand. I pay everything. I get my estate planner book. Then I have to have a whole meeting with my family. I'm breaking down crying. This is where everything is at. The safe lock, the codes, all my passwords, how you let YouTube know if I'm not here anymore. Like I had to go through all that shit with my kids, my mom, everybody. And so that was in 2024. So now we fast forward to 2026. I'm about to go through this huge procedure. When I tell you, I woke up, something woke me up on a Sunday morning because I just been very stressed leading up to everything. So this was like a week and a half before I had to go check myself into the hospital. Something woke me out my sleep around 6 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know why I couldn't go back to sleep, but I got on TikTok. And the first video that came on my feed was about estate planning and how, you know, you have to make sure that your home is in your trust so that way your family is not fighting over it in probate court, because probate court is used as another way to like drain your money and get your money back in the system. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is interesting. I'm like, I'm glad I got my estate, you know, together. And something said, I don't know if it was God, but something said, check your paperwork. So I get up, now it's like 7 a.m., and I find my estate planning book, and I start going through it page by page, page by page. Do you know this stupid bitch did not have my home, my biggest asset that I own, in my state? So when I tell you there is like real underlying racism that we face as Black folks, that people will try and do little sneaky shit just to fuck with you. And I felt like that's what that lady did, because like I said, I did not like her vibe. And I told my accountant I didn't like her. It was something about her. And I think because I checked her, she did not have my home in the estate. So I go, I pull up my deed, everything, nothing is there. So I call my accountant and I'm like, do you know that my home is not in my estate? So if something happens to me next week, my kids have to fight for my home in probate court and pay a bunch of money to some white lawyers to try and get my house to be able to sell it. And so my accountant was like, she was livid. She's like, are you serious? I said, I went through everything. My home is not in there. My cars are in there, but my home, my biggest asset, is not in there. And so she said, okay, let me, because the state people that I went through in 2024, their office closed down. Surprise, surprise. So their office closed down. This stupid bitch is no longer there. So she ends up finding me another estate planner. And so I emailed her. I said, you literally have 72 hours to get this done. I go into the hospital on the 15th. All this needs to be done within the next 72 hours. So they came by my house. They assessed my house, my property. She got everything notarized. They got everything to me. I signed everything. And that paperwork I put in my estate planning book. So what I'm telling y'all all of this to say this, especially us as Black people, get your affairs in order. You may not be dealing with a chronic illness. You may be as fit as a fox, but there are people going to bed every night and not waking up. There are people who left for work today and they didn't make it back home. Get into a car accident, hit by a bus. Anything can happen at any time. Make sure you have your affairs in order. I never wanted to put my kids in a situation where they got to put up a GoFundMe. Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you need to do. But one thing I can't stand is when I see influencers who have been sitting up online, flashing cash and purses and, you know, I got this, I got that, my Lambo. And then when something happens to them, now the same audience that they spent years bragging in front of, now y'all are coming to us like it's a fish fry. Oh, I got to GoFundMe up. No, she don't need my money. You better sell them fucking bags and red bottoms. I'm sorry. Regular people I get. But when you're a celebrity, especially these cocky, arrogant ass influencers, oh, I scroll right past their GoFundMes. Especially if you was braggadocious. All them outfits in the closet, go sell them. All that hair weave, put it on, you know what I'm saying? Have a hair estate sale. But it shouldn't be the internet's job to fund your funeral. Those are my kids. That's my job to make sure that they're straight when I'm not here. So sell everything. That's what people used to do back in the day. You sold clothes, you had fish fries, you went to your church. You didn't go to GoFundMe. But like I said, I understand when regular people need help. I definitely get that. But when influencers, no, ain't no way in hell. So I just say that to say, make sure your affairs are in order. Make sure that everything that you own, check your estate planning. When they get done with it, go page by page. I had just assumed that this lady did what I paid her to do. But if it was not for me running across that TikTok video and something in my spirit saying, T, you need to check your estate book. And I literally sat there in bed and went page by page, and there was nothing in there about my house. So had something happened to me, my kids would have been fighting in probate court, wasting money, who knows how much, to try and get access to my home to be able to sell it, because they can't afford this house. They're going to have to sell it. But I want the profits from the home to go to them, not to people who didn't get me to where I'm at, not to people who didn't encourage me, not to a bunch of lawyers who were just there going through the motions. So everything got handled, like I said, within 72 hours. It was done. But it was very scary, you know, to know that, damn, I'm going to the hospital and, you know, stuff is not handled. But thank God I caught it. So there was no reason, you know, my humble opinion, for Chadwick to not have everything together. Even though he made her the executor, that's not the same as having estate planning. That's not the same as having a will and saying my parents get X amount of dollars, my brothers get X amount of dollars, my kids get X amount of dollars. You got to do that. And one thing I've noticed, unfortunately, with some of our people, especially like the older parents, I've heard parents say that they're not leaving their kids anything. Why should they? There's parents who don't want to get life insurance. You're old, you're sickly. I'm not getting no life insurance. Why should I leave my kids something so they can party off the money that they get from me, or, you know, use my death to go buy a house? It's like, as a parent, like, what do you like? Those are your kids. That's what you do it for. You work hard for your kids. Why would you not want to leave your children something? But there's a lot of parents who are like that. They feel like, no, I'm not getting life insurance. Y'all figure out how y'all gonna bury me. That shit is sad. And then that just leaves more stress on the kids. The kids are fighting. They're trying to figure out the funeral expenses. So if y'all don't leave with anything else from this stream, have your affairs in order. Because, yeah, you might be 19 and you're young and beautiful and, you know, strong and you're, you know, looks maxing and all that stuff. But you're never guaranteed tomorrow. You know, so if there's things that you deem important, you know, even if you don't have a whole lot, if there is certain jewelry or, you know, your favorite DVD collection and you want to go to a certain person, or outfits and shoes, write that stuff down. You know, so that way there's not all this fighting and chaos. Because once the funeral's done, then that's when the real, like, drama comes. That money. It's insane. Victoria says, poverty mindset that continues to plague the Black community. Yeah. Hold on. Somebody else said they dead and took them out the will. Kamaya says, yup, my papa took all of us out his will. We were being bad. Oh, wow. Well, hopefully he'll put y'all back in the will. Jess Nelly says, my mom was in her early 60s when she passed, and she didn't know she was going to have cancer. Yeah. Bebe says, probate court is a mess. It feels like you have to pay to play in that system to pick up the pieces while grieving. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Because I didn't know a whole lot about probate court, you know. But once I watched that TikTok video, I was Googling. And then once I seen, I was like, oh, hell no. Them boys are going to be a mess. There's no way they're even going to know. I don't even know. I didn't even know what probate court was. I don't expect them to know in their early 20s, you know. So it was like, no, I got on their ass. I did. I was like, y'all got 72 hours to fix this. And I'm not paying for nothing. They did it all free. But yeah. Baby Boomer says, I'm leaving mine to my grandchildren. I know that's right. Nikki says, living trust is the way to go. Just assets and other properties is $350 and $550 including property. It avoids probate. Yeah. Probate will drain your assets. Yeah. So y'all see people in the chat are saying that. So you don't want your family stuck wasting money paying lawyers in probate court when you can just say, hey, in the event of something, you know, you get the house, you get the car, you get, you know, X amount of dollars, you know, get that all figured out. It just makes it so much easier for people. Because I've seen a lot of people like really go through it after the funeral, you know, after all that is said and done. And then now, you know, y'all are fighting over houses and all types of stuff. So, and the people who are getting rich are the lawyers. So, yeah, it's a mess. So I just really wish that he would have kind of had a living trust and had things figured out. So that way the family's not fighting. And hopefully Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mom, you know, will be able to work out something with the wife. You know, the wife definitely deserves something. That was his wife. You know, she's the one taking care of his only child. You know, the child definitely deserves something. So hopefully they'll be able to work it out and figure it all out. You know, but I just thought it was very interesting that both of these cases, you know, are going to court back to back. You know, both of these black men, you know, who just died. Well, Chadwick died, you know, a few years ago back in 2020. But it's very interesting that all of this stuff is going on. So if you don't want your family to go through that, just make sure that you guys have all that stuff figured out. And just make sure you guys triple check your paperwork, because racism is real. It's in every facet. And I told my my accountant that. She's like, well, I don't know if it was. No, it was. It was. Her energy was so nasty. It's almost like, how dare this black woman come in here and make more money than I have? That's the vibe I got from her. Because the way she was talking was just so cold and like, yeah, so this son will get that and your mom will get that and this person gets that percentage. And then it wasn't until I started crying that her humanity chip kind of kicked in. So, yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Yep, definitely get it notarized. There's a lot of good advice in the chat. Let's see here. Let me read some of these super chats. D Ray Ray sent $49.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. She says, always praying for you and love you. I found out at the hardest time of my life, and you've helped me in more ways than you will ever know. Praying for many, many years. More blessings. Much love to you, T. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that message. That means a lot to me. So I really appreciate y'all. Flower de Pa says the movie I Care a Lot is about this. I haven't heard about that movie. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's interesting. IDC, wait, hold on. IDC enough, bro. I don't care enough, bro. I was about to say IDC, DC College. That's what reminded me of when I was reading your name. That's where Cheyenne Bryant went to college. Oh my gosh. He says, I'm praying, T, praying for your healing and strength. Witnessing your strength helps me want to keep going. Missed you a lot. Love from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I can't wait to come back out to New York. I had such a good time out there last year. Let's see here. MAGA like a Blua says, if you get a trust, please make sure you fund it. If not, you'll have to go through probate, which is stressful and emotional. Love you, T. Love you too. Thank you for the advice. I appreciate that. Brown Sugar 90 says, my dad passed away 2 years ago with no will. I'm still fighting in probate court for his assets. I'm honestly drained. I feel like I couldn't properly mourn his death because of all this legal stuff. Wow. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And I'm really sorry about that. You know, like I said, I just hope this stream helps a lot of people and gives them information, because, you know, a lot of times people don't like to talk about death, right? It's depressing, it's sad, you know, it's not a comfortable topic at all to talk about. But it's also reality, you know? And I just feel like a lot of our parents are just gonna leave us out here to just, y'all figure it out. A lot of, you know, Gen X and Boomer parents, I don't know, they just don't really believe in wills. It's just, yeah, nope, I don't want to be bothered. Like, it's because I've asked people, and I'm like, well, why don't you have one? And it's just like, because when you get one, you're calling death to you. It's like, what kind of, you know, old wives' tale is that? No, you're not. It's putting less stress on your family. But they feel like it's like you're calling death, like you're asking to die. And it's not that at all. Rambo says they do, my mother. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, I've talked to like a lot of older people, you know, family members, friends' families, and all the older ones all say the same thing. I'm old. I'm not about to be entertaining nothing with death. Okay, ma'am. Yeah, superstitious. And it's just like, we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that superstitious stuff because, like I said, you know, you just never know what can happen. And you don't, you know, like Brown Sugar Baby saying, her dad passed 2 years ago. She's still in probate court fighting for his assets. Whereas if he would have just put everything in a trust, you know, had the estate planning, she wouldn't have to worry about anything. And then some people are like, oh, well, it's too much. You know, it's not free, of course. It may cost, you know, $500 to $1,000, maybe $2,000, just depending on what all you own and, you know, how big your estate is. You know, there's different price ranges. But it's always funny that people have no problem spending $300-$400 on shoes, weave, makeup, you know, a Goyard bag. Just odd, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like things that you really need, you just kind of set it and forget it. That's too much. And we got to break out that mentality. We have to. Not preparing is preparing to fail. John Wooden, I like that. Sin Essence says you can be young and still need a last will and testament. How you want to be buried, who gets your stuff, how are you going to pay for the funeral, things matter. Yeah. Yeah, even like getting life insurance on your children. A lot of people don't believe in that because they feel like you're calling death to your children. I don't know. It's just weird, but whatever. To each its own. Just be on top of y'all stuff, especially if you have an illness. You know, like I said, I didn't know how to even get into that. So I'm glad, like, you know, I had people to advise me because I didn't know about estate planning. I didn't know where to go. Like, I knew I needed something. So I just wrote shit down on paper. Like, okay, well, it's written on paper, but nah, like with what I have and just things I've acquired, I had to get it done professionally. So if you don't know, you know, just ask questions and, you know, get somebody who can help you and lead you in the right direction. Baby Boomer says, once you do everything, the final step is the county courthouse when it comes to your home. She is really jealous keeping information from you. Yeah, they had to. They went and got everything certified through the county. Yeah, that lady did none of that. You know, the stuff that they did the week before I went into the hospital, they went and got everything done. They went down to the county I'm in. They got everything notarized and assessed. The bozo from 2 years ago did none of that. So it's a shame. It's a shame. So now let's go ahead. Oh, it's already 9:30. I took a nap, so I got energy still. So let's talk about this situation with PlaqueBoyMax. I want to hit on this. So for y'all who don't know, I've talked about PlaqueBoyMax on this channel before. He's a streamer. He's part of that, you know, streamer university situation. He hangs with like Kai Cenat. He got put on, I think, through FaZe Banks. And so I remember when I first started hearing about him and seeing videos of him, he was very different. He seemed more focused on, you know, his music, of course, but he always talked about God and Christianity and things like that. And then over like the past few months, he's what people have been saying. He's been acting fruity. He's wearing wigs. He's twerking. He has a diva tattoo. He's dancing with his tongue out. Just saying a lot of like just really weird stuff that a lot of people have been calling him out for and accusing him of selling his soul. So what ended up happening is that there is this, I guess, I want to say he's Jamaican. I have never heard of him. His name is OJ Suave. And him and PlaqueBoyMax have been cool for several years. And so he decided to pull him aside and kind of talk to him and say that, you know, what you're doing, the way that you're leading the youth, it's not okay. You know, you're steadily acting sassy, acting fruity. You're doing too much. You know, I feel like you sold your soul. And so a lot of people were really upset about how this man came at PlaqueBoyMax, because after he talked to PlaqueBoyMax, PlaqueBoyMax, you know, supposedly, child, started crying. He broke down crying and everything. So let's see here. So let's watch that video first, and then I'm going to take y'all back to how he was before all these new accusations. Let me just make sure I have everything in order. Okay. Trying to see if I can find some of his sus behavior. Give me just a second here. A lot of his stuff be having music in it too. But a lot of people have been feeling like PlaqueBoyMax is gay or undercover. He always has all these homoerotic jokes. So let's watch some of the way he's been acting, and then we'll go on to the OJ, or whatever the man's name is, situation. So let me see. Hopefully this doesn't have music. He tends to play music in his song. So y'all can see his diva tattoo. Let's see. I think here he was talking to Nas X. Okay, this one.
They be trying to call me a punk because I, like, you feel me though? Wait, what did I say? It say diva, like, bro, that's real? Bro, yes, you think it's makeup or something? Like, I mean, if you feel like you, I mean, let me ask you this before I make my assumption. All right. What does diva mean to you? To like, shit, man, I'm a bad bitch. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. They be trying.
So a grown man just called himself a bad bitch. Here's him wearing a wig.
D-I-V-A, diva.
They be having music in these videos. This is the one that went viral when he put on a lace front.
PlaqueBoyMax cries after someone at Streamers University asked him if he's selling his soul. I genuinely feel bad for bro, because he's really just trying to come out the closet and be himself. That's why you can't perceive yourself as this producer like gangster do that. Be like, yo, excuse me, no smoking here, nah. All of that stuff, bro, because people could see through that. And then when you're trying to be yourself, actually, because people put this persona on when they have no money. So they try to put a persona so you guys could buy into it. So they be faking it, whatever. Then you guys end up liking them, whatever. And when they actually have money, they feel like they can be themselves. They could actually get a piercing now, the new tattoos that they always wanted. And then now you guys look at them like weird. But that's who they actually was the whole time. You just never knew them, bro.
So let me see. I think that's him and Scott. There was a video of him like dancing real sexual to coconut water. And why is Lizzo there? Can somebody tell me, like, you know, Lizzo got a weird case. Why is she around? Why are you around these children? Ain't Lizzo damn near 40, late 30s? Why is she around? She got weird cases and shit. She's like Baca. And they said she be breaking all the rules. Don't listen. Think she running the show. Let's see.
Who y'all think will win best dress if they had a thing?
You, bro.
No, thank you. Really?
Not a goddamn shot.
Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and watch the OJ the Juice Man situation. Oh, here goes another video. Let's see.
Damn, nigga, yeah, fuck is you talking about? Wait, what the fuck, bro? And it Curry out here. Alright, we gotta do it fast then. We gotta go fast. I feel like heroin with this shit, like, nigga.
Okay, so he's just done a lot of sus stuff as of late. So let's go ahead. Let me pull up the video. Okay, so this is the guy, the OJ, the Juice Man. Well, not OJ, the Juice Man. OJ Swab. Whatever happened to OJ, the Juice Man? He used to have some hits back in the day. All right, so let's watch this video.
Yeah, diva. Why you want to be a diva? On some flash shit. Why you want to be a diva? Some flash. Yeah, demon. You need holy oil, right? You need to sit down in the holy oil. You need to go get a church bath and cleanse your body, right? I think you are confused. I think you need some guidance. I think your parents feel a little way about that. I think you're clip farming and you're getting your clips. You pushing the persona. You smart. You loyal. I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You've been at this. But you are not a diva. Divas bend over. I don't think you bend over. You're not the little boys in Clover. You're not Tota. You're not a diva. You are a grown man. PlaqueBoyMax. Not PlaqueBoy Bati. Not PlaqueBoy Ass. Are you gonna tell your son that you are a diva? Daddy, what's diva? Hey, get the fuck out of here. That is an abomination, Max. I am not proud of you. I am proud of everything else you did. Nominations, changing the game, changing your skin to Bati diva. Diva start with D. Diddy. What else? You know.
Oh my God. He said Diddy. Hold up.
You know, it's like this, Max. And you know, I could speak like this because after the clips go up and they don't like me, I don't use social media no more, so I can be a crackhead for life. When you keep pushing that barrier, Max, when you keep pushing that barrier and time passes, what happens? What next? What's the next engagement? What's the next clip? Don't lose yourself, don't sell your soul, Max. They want your soul because you changed the game. Don't sell your soul. You know I have a soul. You know I don't hold my tongue. You know you the first person that ever subbed.
Real question, why is he sweating like a hoe in church? Forehead just is greasy, sweating. That's them demons.
Me up as a big streamer in my chat. You ain't mention it. You don't know how much I appreciate you. But you bigger than that, nigga. Don't forget niggas like you for your personality, nigga. Is you crazy? You don't need to put on no persona, nigga. You broke through with music. Is you crazy? So niggas suck my dick. Niggas don't like you. It's like the character. But your main niggas like you. Don't let niggas rage bait you on your own stream. Is you crazy, nigga? You him, nigga. You not no diva, nigga. What the fuck? Oh, not drive that. That's not true. Putting the character too much. Fuck out of here. You ain't no diva, nigga. The fuck? I'ma pop it because I'm not gonna get no comments today. Fuck you talking about? I'm gonna get my pussy because I want to S you. But I'm not no diva. You fly though. You got fire. I'll give you that. You have to dime me on that. You got fire. I'll give you that. You fly. You're not no diva.
Oh, bro. This shit crazy.
Everything to go viral.
Cheyenne. I'm gonna end my stream. I don't really want to chill with niggas. I want to just chill. I've been streaming this whole time. And I've been having a lot of fun. You know, people just really just accepted me for who I am, honestly, the whole time. So, it's just felt like, damn, I felt like I enjoyed this shit again. But, you know, the reason I turned the camera back on is because I want to be real with y'all. Like, That's why I started doing shit in the first place, because streaming ability, I feel like, all right, streaming, give me the ability to do that, you know? That's why I love it in the first place. I feel like I've always been able to be me. And even if niggas who don't fuck with me, or like viewers and fans, if they, how do I explain it, hate on me or don't fuck with me, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know them. But on my own platform, it's like, damn, bro, if you fucked with me and really felt that way, why would you say on the stream in front of hundreds of niggas? You don't care about it for real. You just will know it go viral. Bitch, this is me, nigga. I'm Prince. This is me, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I might be a little weird, bro. I might tell some shit. Niggas get cold, bro. Think I'm gay. I don't give a fuck. What's wrong with being gay? There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Y'all niggas is whack. You're corny. And you just think how the next nigga think. You don't have your own mind, bro. That shit whack. But I'm gonna be myself, regardless. None of y'all niggas fucking with me. I don't care. You might think that shit because you're closed-minded, but it's one love, bro. It's one love. It's one love, bro. It don't matter. Niggas gay, it don't matter. They straight. It don't matter, bro. Why don't we just love each other, bro? So, I don't care, bro. Fuck OJ. If you fuck with me, nigga, you said that shit off camera. You could have pulled me aside. I'd love to talk to you off camera. Why you saying that shit on camera? But it's cool. I love y'all, bro. I'm good off this shit, to be honest. I'm gonna just go chill, all right? I love y'all. But remember this always. Always be yourself. Fuck what they say. I don't care, nigga. I'm gonna wear my wigs. I don't give a fuck. I had diva tag. I'm gonna keep it forever. This is who I am, nigga. Diva, I'm fly. I'm on my own shit. That's me. So always be yourself. Embrace what make you different, because that's what's gonna make you pop, all right? I love y'all, bro. I'm out of this bitch. I don't care. This shit's been amazing, though. I'll probably go loud tomorrow, but I'm not trying to party, bro. With niggas who just really, you don't give a fuck about me, bro. It's cool, but I love y'all. And I love every single nigga I've been fucking with on campus, because everyone been real and just showing love. Shout out Tate, shout out, bro, whoever Wardrobe, shout out that nigga Wardrobe, bro. Shout out that nigga Wardrobe, because Wardrobe's himself, bro. No matter what anyone say, and they hate on that little nigga, but you're a genius, bro. He's super smart, he's funny, I'll fuck with him, he cool. He might joke, but he would never disrespect me. Niggas coming up to me saying, yo, bro, are you scared Wardrobe gonna touch you in the night? No, nigga, he's a person, bro. He's a fucking human, bro. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not, bro. I done made a lot of mistakes. Hella mistakes, bro. Hella mistakes. But I'm trying to learn to do better. That's what we all need to do, bro. All right? I love y'all. Now this bitch magic. And this shit, finds that shit forever. I'm gonna just go chill. And Luca finna go heal his feet. All right.
Okay. So that is PlaqueBoyMax. That was the breakdown. So that caused a lot of controversy online. You know, part of me feels like, because I don't trust any of these people. I think a lot of this stuff is staged for views. You know, just the whole Streamer University, just how everything was put out there pissed me off. Even before this PlaqueBoyMax situation, the way Kai Cenat did it, Kai Cenat had kids coming from all over the country, going to Atlanta, New York, LA, for a hope of being a part of Streamer University. They caused so much chaos in Midtown Atlanta. And it's so funny because my best friend lives in Midtown. He was like, there are all these damn kids in front of our apartment. We could barely get out. People were spending the night outside. It was insane. They caused a lot of just nonsense in Atlanta. And, you know, a lot of people were mad at the kids, talking about these kids are doing too much. But what I saw is you see kids who are desperate. They're desperately trying to make money. A lot of kids feel like right now there's not really any hope. You know, we're at war. The prices are getting higher. You know, you may go to college. You don't even know if there's going to be a job when you get out. So these kids are just trying to do something to try and get some money. And Kai Cenat knew what he was doing. It's like you went, first, he didn't want no parts. It was only supposed to be one Streamer University. He left the internet for a while, tried to pull a Kanye and design clothes. He was reading books like Mother Goose, and everybody kept clowning him. Nobody was here for that. So once the money wasn't moneying, all of a sudden he went back to what he knew, which is Streamer University. So when they were doing the tryouts, I didn't like that because you were putting kids in danger. There wasn't enough security. You had kids flying literally with a one-way ticket with they had nowhere to stay. They had no return ticket. There was a few goofy kids from Minnesota who flew out there. Talking about, we ain't got no way back to Minnesota. Well, good for your ass. Nobody told you to fly down to Atlanta. You know, so it was just too much. And so it's just like, you did all this for content. The whole audition was just for content. You had no desire to hire any of those kids who were streaming, who really wanted a chance. Because then when the rollout came, the people that he picked, these are social media influencers. You got Lizzo's 40-year-old ass there, whatever. She's 38, closer to 40 than she is 30. You got her there as the professor. You got Sky Jackson there. You got a bunch of washed up celebrities and you know, influencers and people from baddies. Like, we're the regular kids who went to these auditions, who stood in line, who had heat strokes and everything else just for a shot to meet Kai, just for a shot. So I didn't like that. I didn't like how the whole thing played out. This was nothing but an energy harvesting ritual. That's how I looked at it. This is just energy harvesting. He's harvesting all these young people's energy. So, yeah, just free promo because nobody had been checking for Kai. Remember, everybody was on I Show Speed. I Show Speed really changed his life around. He's traveling around the world, you know, because I've even been watching more of I Show Speed because I didn't watch him before. All that barking and screaming, all that shit was weird to me. But I just really like him now. You know, he's into soccer. Well, he's been into soccer. But I just like he's just matured a lot. He's changed a lot. These new ones like Rakai and all these, I can't deal with these little kids. They're just doing too much. So with this PlaqueBoyMax situation, I feel like this. I don't know the OJ guy. Never seen him a day in my life. But I don't know if he was coming from a sincere place, per se. I think he was. But again, it's like you never know if this is just content or if this is real. But let's just say this was real and it wasn't just for content. A lot of people felt like, you know, he did too much. You got the nerve to call him a demon. That's wrong. Who are you to judge him? And I said, I know y'all ain't mad about him calling this boy a demon. Ain't y'all the same generation back in 2020 who were running around talking about demon time? Who call yourselves demon? The demons from O Block? Who got, you know, demon and all types of different rap songs? Oh, so it's okay when y'all want to profit off of it, when y'all want to act demonic, when y'all want to use the aesthetic. But then when somebody says it in like a gospel type of way, now y'all offended. I'm not buying it. Because you can't run around screaming demon time and doing dances and, you know, NBA young boys on that demon time. He's a demon. And y'all want to use it when it's convenient, when it's part of your vernacular. But now when somebody's preaching something, now all of a sudden he's wrong for calling him a demon. And I'm not saying that he had the right to call him that or not call him that, but I'm just very surprised that, you know, Gen Z is so all of a sudden offended. But y'all wasn't offended when y'all was running around here calling yourselves demons and celebrating demonic people, King Von, and all that stuff, okay? So now let me show y'all the old PlaqueBoyMax. When he first came to the end, this is why everybody feels like he's selling his soul. Because when he first came to the internet, he wasn't acting this way. Remember, this is a young man I had talked about a few years ago when him and Academics got into that whole situation where they had that 16-year-old boy on the stream and Academic was talking real sexual to him. He was one of PlaqueBoyMax's, you know, young fans. And, you know, PlaqueBoyMax came out and stood alongside the young boy and, you know, all types of stuff. So that's the same guy. So he seemed like more of a stand-up person back then. So I'm going to just show y'all some of like his old content and why people feel like he sold his soul, because the stuff he's doing now is nothing like he was doing when he first started streaming. So we're just going to watch some of these videos here. Is this the one? Hold on. Okay.
On stream your faith and everything like that with, you know, your faith, how does that influence, you know, the music you make and the way you go about making music? Because, you know, the scene you're in, maybe it can be tough sometimes to have to deal with, you know, that sort of stuff.
I feel like a lot of music is satanic, and like people sometimes do stuff like that because it gets people to bite. It's like marketing, in my opinion. I'm a believer in God. I'm not rapping about the devil. That's me.
Has it been tough to not, of course, want to go to that way, but like just deal with, that sort of people in the industry, anything like?
So you guys hear I'm talking, about the industry and all types of stuff. Here he is, talking about the whole soul selling.
Never. That's not even the type of nigga I am. Come on, bro. Y'all gotta chill with that shit, boy. And if I did, how would y'all know? You wouldn't. So it's no point, bro, because if I did do it, you not gonna know. If I didn't do it, you not gonna know. Facts. Never.
Okay. Here goes a few more clips. Because he was getting
mad. I know yesterday we did.
He was getting mad because people were noticing his change from how he first was to him changing over the past year. So a lot of these clips are from 2025.
Stop putting the triangles, bro. Y'all be blowing my shit dead ass. I don't know why niggas keep selling my soul. I'm praying more than I've ever prayed in my life. You feel me? I feel more connected with God ever. And niggas keep saying that I'm selling my soul to Jay-Z. I know yesterday we did. Stop putting the triangles, bro. Y'all be blowing my shit dead ass. I don't know why niggas keep selling my soul. I'm praying more than I've ever prayed in my life. You feel me? I feel more connected with God ever. And niggas keep saying that I'm selling my soul to Jay-Z. I know yesterday we did.
All right. Another clip. So here he was talking about how he almost sold his soul to become the biggest streamer. And this was in 2022.
Understand a couple things. Never compromise yourself and who you are as a person. And never, ever, 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 ever put a $sign over your soul. Ever. And I was this close. Who you are inside, what makes you happy, what makes your engine run, that is top priority at all times. Never give that up. Because as soon as you do, you lost. And it don't matter how much you win, you lost. Understand a couple things.
So these are the things he used to talk about a few years ago. Okay, we saw that one. So, like I showed y'all the earlier videos, that's why a lot of people feel like he sold his soul. Because now he's wearing wigs and doing stuff that he wasn't doing before. Now, I will say this. A lot of people are making this an LGBT situation. Like, even if he's gay, so what? Y'all are just being homophobic and this and that. I think the LGBT needs to sit this one out. I don't think he's a good representation for y'all. I think what a lot of these streamers do, you know how like we talk about how sometimes white girls on the internet blackfish, make themselves, a deeper color, get lip fillers, so that way you think they're racially ambiguous, and then you find out they're just white. I think a lot of these streamers, they gay fish. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's like they gay fish. It's like they do stuff, for clicks and views. They do things to try and get the community to support them. Is he gay? Is he not gay? But are they really standing up for real gay rights? When real issues that are affecting the LGBT community, are these same streamers there? Are they fighting alongside you? Are they fighting, to make sure that you have equal rights where it really matters? Or is it just cosplay to them? Let me throw on a wig, let me twerk, let me it's almost like they use the community to play that thin line. And that's what I don't respect. Okay, it's called queer baiting. I said gay fishing. Queer baiting. Thank you, K-Talk NYC. That's how I feel. Like they're just, like they said, queer baiting. They're using the LGBT to act like, oh, I'm here for everybody. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is. But then they tiptoe just enough to get people to support them. But that's not really who they are behind the scenes. Like, I feel like he's doing a lot of this stuff for attention. And again, most grown folks in their, I would say 35 and up, we're not watching these streamers. I only see the clips. I'm not going to sit here and watch episodes of Streamer University. I don't care about any of these people like that. So the people who are watching this are mainly people who are like, I would say 29 and younger, and especially children. It's mainly kids who watch stuff like this. And so this girl was going off because a lot of people are tired of them like pushing an agenda, but then in the same breath saying that they're straight. Now you got Rakai out here talking about he gets a period. So it's like, what are y'all what are y'all trying to push? Because they have all this influence against young people. But it's like, to me, they just come off like agents of chaos and confusion. They're not allies to the LGBT community. They just want to cause confusion and chaos. Because why? It means more money, more clicks, more virality. They're not doing this to stand alongside the LGBT community. And I think that's where a lot of people need to wake up and realize that. So let's watch this video, this girl going off on Rakai, because he's been acting a fool lately too. So this is Rakai, the most annoying streamer out of all of them.
If my black child, or if I knew a family member that was at Streamer University, I would tell them to leave immediately, because they should not be around a bunch of ungodly, demonic black people who are literally benefiting the white people system, literally. Just because your mother does not discipline you, Rakai, just because your black mother does not raise you in the correct posture and she has allowed you to think behaving gay for financial gain is okay, it does not mean that it is okay. You are black and you are supposed to be serving God and not the benefit of money and power. The fact that y'all are up here disrespecting this overgrown man because he's telling you what is correct and they're not telling you what is comfortable is real annoying.
You're not a diva, you're a demon. That don't represent you. What happened if you see a kid and see, Daddy Max, I'm a diva. Are you a diva? You're a diva. I said, Max, I'm proud of you. You're doing your thing, but don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. This not you. You don't gotta express yourself in that manner. Hold on, so Lord have mercy.
He's mad that he got diva tada?
Yes, that's what you have to use your brain. Fuck the media and the influence. If you make a tattoo that says diva and you post it online and people don't like it, didn't you post it for people to have an opinion?
Oh, your brush might shake shit right now.
He asked you a question, but then you redirected it to try to be funny about his breath. Hold on, gay ass little boy.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm bisexual.
Rashid? You said this is like the official announcement?
Yeah, bro, I'm bisexual.
Okay.
Huh?
Y'all heard?
I heard you was coming. Hi, sissy.
Don't go.
What's going on? How you feeling?
Nothing. Girl, I got my period last week, though.
You did?
Yes, girl.
Why do you think that this behavior is okay? Why are y'all behaving like this on camera in front of our children? Why do y'all think it's okay? Do y'all not understand that if parents chose to tell their children to shut down this shit, we gonna stop everything that y'all have? Haven't y'all realized that? Streamer University needs to be shut the fuck down. They're sharing demonic messages, literally. They're telling your children it's okay to behave as if you get periods when you're a whole boy. Y'all are confusing the children, literally. And I find it so weird how y'all are so comfortable doing this shit. Sky Jackson looking at the man as if he crazy when he said, well, don't sell your soul. And they look crazy. Why? Yeah, because y'all sold yourselves. Y'all will do any and everything for money. Even if you're not really gay, you will play like you are for beneficial gain, and it's harming the children. Streamer University needs to be shut the fuck down immediately. They're demonic. They're ungodly. They're dark. They're fucking on each other, literally.
All right, I heard her rant, child. So, like I said, this has been a huge discussion online. I don't believe that Rakai is even bisexual. Like I said, a lot of these kids are doing anything for viral moments, you know, just to go viral, just to have people have their names in their mouths. You know, it's just, they're playing games. People who are really gay, people who are really about that life, people who are really LGBT, they're not doing all this over the top shit. They're just not doing all that. And it's like they're playing into this for attention and for money. That's all I see when I see this. And it's like as soon as the camera's off, they're right back to acting like, you know, some hood boogers from the Bronx. So, you know, I just think the whole thing is just kind of sad. again, PlaqueBoyMax can do whatever he wants to. If he wants to wear wigs and, you know, tattoo diva on him, that's him. That's his body, not mine. He can do what he wants to do. But when you watched how he used to behave on stream, the things he used to talk about, the morals that he had when he first started streaming, he's changed though. He's done a whole 160. And I think that's why a lot of people are disappointed, because he always said that he would never sell his soul. He would never, you know, do what the industry tells him. And it's like he's done a whole 160. And maybe that's who he always was, and he just wanted to pretend that he wasn't to build his audience. And now that he built that type of audience, now he's moving into the next stage to try and build this type of audience, you know? And that's where this stuff is just, it's not genuine, because you do have a lot of streamers out here, you know, people who do commentary who are gay, people who stream who are gay, you know what I'm saying, who can really talk about their experience, what they've been through. They're not cosplaying gay. And I hate the fact that these people are being, you know, mushed into like the LGBT community and being treated like they're taking up for the community. No, they're not. You're never going to see these guys at a march. You're never going to see them at a rally unless they're making content. So the whole situation is just insane. It really is. And, you know, again, somebody said maybe people are allowed to change. People can change. Nobody's saying that he can't change. Like I said, he can wear what he wants to wear. He can do what he wants to do. But when you have your core audience, the same way that he's presenting himself to the internet, people have the right to their opinion. You can change all you want to. So imagine this is me. I come on here like this. I do my commentary. So now let's say a month from now, I get up here and I'm wearing a mini skirt and I'm bent over in the camera twerking and shaking my ass, or I just pull down my top and start. Wouldn't y'all be like, well, damn, T, what the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't subscribe to this. Well, I changed. Y'all got to accept me because this is who I am now. Some of y'all may accept the new T, but a lot of y'all going to be like, yeah, I'm out. I didn't come here for all this. So his audience has the right to hold him accountable and say, well, what's up? I started watching you because of this, and that. Now you've done a whole 180. I mean, that's for anybody. Like I said, if I got up here and I just switched it all up, how can I then get offended when people are like, you're not acting the same, T? When did you start twerking on camera? When did you start just, doing YouTube videos topless? So, like, come on now. Brittany said, I be watching T. I'm sure some of y'all would still watch, but some of y'all be like, yeah, T's tripping. Y'all are such a mess. Just spilling tea everywhere, just splashing tea on myself, and y'all be like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She off her meds, so I think that's the issue. It's not so much that he's changed, it's that for his fans, he's done a whole 180, and a lot of his fans just feel like, damn, like, what's up? But I feel like a lot of these dudes on Streaming University, they're just simply, queer baiting, gay fishing, for attention. And I to me, that's a slap in the face. Because if you're not really in that lifestyle like that, and you're not really willing to stand up and take what all comes with that, that's a slap in the face. It's no different than white girls blackfishing. Don't come and, for the features. Don't come for the lips and the BBLs and all that stuff and the tans. But then when it comes to real shit affecting black folks, you're on the sideline. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, the whole Streaming University thing is just a mess. And they said Kai's being sued. One of them kids done passed out in Atlanta. They done filed a lawsuit. They had a heat stroke or something. So, Kai got a few lawsuits, So, I don't know. I just think it's a mess. The whole thing is just, it's insane. Yeah, Alabama Barker. She's another one. And then, like I said, once they turn 30 and, they're older and nobody cares about all that shit, they go back to being white girls. Watch Bad Baby. As soon as she turned 30, she gonna go back to being Lily White. Yeah, I remember when Miley Cyrus was out here twerking and hanging with the black girls and doing all that extra shit. Soon as she got of age, she went right back to being white Miley Cyrus. So, yeah, it's a mess. T, read my comments. LOL, thank you. Oh, T read my comment. Oh. Bella said, I thought Kai retired. Yeah, he supposedly did. I'm telling y'all, the money is not moneying. See, he thought he could retire and be good. But what a lot of people don't understand is that the more money you make, the more overhead you have. Okay? So, yeah, he retired, but then them bills started hitting. And that live stream money wasn't coming in because nobody was going to watch Kai Cenat stutter and, try and read his way through a book and start this fashion line that nobody asked for. So his views tanked. The money wasn't the same. So he went back to what he knew, which is just chaos and, streamer university. Just like with Jay-Z. Everybody wants to keep screaming he's a billionaire. Billionaires don't move like Jay-Z. I'm sorry, he's 60 years old, or damn near 60. He should be chilling right now. He should be retired somewhere, passing the torch to the next Jay-Z. He wouldn't be having to put his music in Target and, do concerts and all this stuff. And let me talk about that concert, because it kind of pissed me off, some of the commentary that I saw. I was really disappointed in Rihanna. And I feel like people give Rihanna way too much grace. If you didn't want to do the concert, then don't do it. But all that lip singing, she just looked tired. She wasn't into it. Why even show up? I was very disappointed. She owed her fans better than that. You ain't dropped the album in 10 years. At least people pay for these tickets. I don't know why people are acting like people should just be happy to breathe the same air as Rihanna. Fuck that. If I paid $500 to $1,000 for some tickets, you better get out there and do what you're supposed to do. And people let these celebrities get away with stuff just because they're celebrities. Oh, she's a billionaire. She don't got to do anything. Yes, the fuck she does. And if she was a billionaire, then she didn't even have to be on that stage. Nobody is checking for Fenty Savage. That ship has sailed. And I don't even think Fenty, I haven't heard anybody talk about the Fenty makeup brand. I mean, she set a precedent with the, all the skin matches and, she did her thing. I bought her makeup. I supported her. But again, that money ain't coming in like it used to. I was very disappointed in how she treated that performance. And then the thing that made me more mad, y'all had more smoke for Tiana Taylor than y'all did Rihanna. Tiana Taylor had a legit microphone issue, but she gave her best. I don't understand why they needed two singers on one song. It's funny that Beyonce's microphone worked just fine. We heard Beyonce loud and clear. She did her thing. They should have just kept Beyonce on the whole song. Why even have Tiana on there singing the second verse? They should have gave Tiana Taylor her own song. You had people who were mad at her, trying to cancel Tiana. Tiana embarrassed Queen B. She should be lucky that she was even there. I'm like, do y'all know how much work Tiana done put in? That girl's a choreographer. She can sing. She can dance her ass off. Y'all got more smoke for her. And she had a legit audio microphone issue. But the lazy Rihanna gets out there and she just shuffles across the stage. You know what I'm saying? Looking just bored and just bloated. Didn't even attempt to dance. Just didn't know the words. And people were praising that. And making excuses for that, but was tearing down Tiana Taylor. Make it make sense. So I didn't like that. Yeah, Tiana sounded bad, but it wasn't her fault. It was the microphone. Something happened with the audio. That Tiana Taylor, that was not her fault. That was the audio. But people were tearing her up and going off on her. Meanwhile, Rihanna had good audio and didn't give a damn. I don't like that. If you're going to come out there, yeah, she looked just bored and bloated. Go home. I know, people work hard for their money. And times is hard. So if I spend my money, oh, you're going to put on a show. That's why I will never see Summer Walker. She has absolutely no stage presence. She doesn't attempt to do anything. Not an outfit change. She just sits there. I would never go see her in concert. You have to put on a show. And I just think that For Rihanna to have not performed, I think since like the Super Bowl, she really should have came out there and killed it. Run This Town is one of my favorite songs with her and Ye and Jay-Z. And for her to just swinging her ponytail around like she just had something better. You ain't got nothing else better to do, child. You at home breastfeeding. Come out here and give us a show. I was real disappointed. And I was more disappointed in how people were defending her and making excuses for her and saying because she's a billionaire, she can do whatever she wants. Well, that mentality is why we're at war now. Because we have a bunch of crazy billionaires doing whatever they want. Y'all don't give the same grace to regular people. Let somebody else's, let this be Showtime at the Apollo and it's a regular girl up there singing and acting the way Rihanna was. That damn clown would have came out there so fast with that cane and took her right off the damn stage. He would have brought that broom and just swept her off. That's who should have came out there, was that damn clown from Showtime at the Apollo. Get her ass the fuck up off the stage. That was embarrassing. Especially when you see how much work Beyonce put into it, Tiana Taylor, other people who were there performing, and then you got Rihanna just acting like she don't care. And they're like, oh, well, she's beefing with Jay-Z. Well, then why show up? She wasn't beefing too bad. She showed up. She got paid. Yeah, she did too much. And then the thing is, she really can't sing. I've always said that. I like Rihanna because of her swag. Singing, no. But swag, yes. Her, when she used to like model and wear them beautiful outfits, yes. I'm here for Rihanna's fashions all day. But she's never been a good singer. So she really should have put on a really good performance. That was the time to do it in front of all those people who showed up. So, yeah, next time they're going to call Tyler, then she going to feel away. They said her and Tyler got some type of, beef or something. Because Tyler came up to her at the Met Gala and said hi. And Rihanna just looked at her like, bitch. They said Rihanna just looked at her like, the hell away from me. Yeah. I just think they should have had Tiana singing a different song. You can't have the powerful Beyonce, go and do the lead vocals and you bring on Tiana. And then on top of that, Tiana had microphone issues. But, she tried. Yeah, Riri will always have swag. She will always have swag, but that performance was not good at all. The Umbrella song, it was just not good. I was so disappointed. So get her the hell up off the stage. Who sang a Mariah song? Wait, what? Hold on. Who sang a Mariah song? Rihanna? Hey, Charney says, remember when she sang that Mariah song? Who? Rihanna sang a Mariah Carey song? Okay, girl. I must have missed that. What song did she sing? I'm scared to watch. I'm scared to Google. She sang a Mariah Carey song? Wasn't a Hero. Oh, she sung Hero? I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, when she was 17. Oh, I thought it was recently. Whew. Heart skipped a beat. Like, don't you mess up that classic song. Oh, when she was 17. Okay. Or 14. Oh, she was a teenager. Okay. I thought y'all were talking about in this day and age. Don't mess up that damn classic. You mess up your own damn songs. Don't mess with Mariah Carey songs. I'm going to really drag you. I love except for Glitter. But I've liked every Mariah Carey album. Outside of Glitter. Okay, let me read these super chats. We're going to talk about Andrew Tate, and I'm going to get up out of here. Let's see here. Okay, Miss Twilight Speaks says, I thought Plaque was trolling until he started crying. I don't even know if that was like real crying to me. It just seemed just very staged. I with these streamers, I just don't believe what I see half the time. His voice was just weird. That didn't sound like a crying voice to me. He sounded like he'd been smoking a bunch of blunts. Just, hey, just I could be myself. I just want to be myself, man. I just didn't get crying vibes. Like, I know when people cry. I didn't get crying vibes. I could tell he was frustrated. He was upset. But I didn't get crying from him. And then my thing is, why not have all that energy when you're in front of that tall ass man? Why wait and go in the corner and then throw a fit? Tell him right there, you about that life? Shit. Just because he's 6'5" and you're 4'11", tell him how you feel. Get it off your chest. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate you. Melissa Marie Loves says, glad to see you back. You're looking beautiful. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Glad to be back. Tutaloo 7909 sent a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the new members here. APS says, I ain't paid my money to lip sync. I better go. If I pay my money to lip sync, I better go see drag queens. Exactly. I was shocked at like just all the excuses they were making for her. I was like, I guess it got to be because she's Rihanna, because nobody else gets that type of grace. Nobody. Y'all would drag these new artists. Like, no. Beyonce would never get that type of grace if she came out there like that. I was low-key annoyed. Because I was like, okay, cool, Rihanna. Let me put up my seat. Let me sit up in bed. Just my bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching on the YouTube. I'm, laid back. I can't go nowhere right now. So I'm excited to see Rihanna. Then she got to just lip singing and, just walking across the stage. Like, girl. Very disappointed. I said, okay, that's enough for you. Fast forward. All right, so let's talk about the Tate brothers real quick. So y'all know I've talked about Tristan and Andrew Tate on this channel many a times. And the Tates thought they were above the law. They thought fat meat was greasy. And so they've been traveling, living their best life. They've been going to Dubai, just traveling all over the world as if they don't have a weird case, okay? Them weird cases finally caught up to them, and it's even more serious. A lot of the Tate fans are saying that this was a stage, this is a setup, it's the Matrix. No, it's not. These guys have been pimping and doing all types of bullshit from day one. They sold courses on pimping. And, I will say this, though. Some of these women knew what they were getting into. I'm not going to act like they didn't. Some of these women went there with the hopes of getting with them and making money, especially during the OnlyFans era. My heart definitely goes out to the people who are underage, because when you're underage, you're underage. They get all my sympathy. But I'm not going to act like all of these women didn't go there wanting to, be cam models and get money. But this is not new. The reason why it's causing a lot of drama is because most of the women are white women, European women. They fetch the highest money. And so you have two racially ambiguous, yes, they have black in them. Their father is a light-skinned black man. You have these two racially ambiguous men pimping out a bunch of white women. That doesn't sit well with the UK and with many countries. I don't feel bad for either one of them. They're arrogant. They sold these courses. They helped to really push this whole red pill community. And a lot of it was bullshit. They're not even living the lifestyle that they want these young boys to live. Remember, he said you got to get your money up. Work out. Take care of your body. Be careful with who you wife up. Be careful getting into relationship with just any women. Then we find out, remember I broke this down a few streams ago. Then we find out that him and Tristan, both their baby mamas was fucking on camera. They were one of the cam girls. So you want young men to follow your footsteps and to date, the cream of the crop. The women that these young men should get with, they need to be beautiful. They need to be virgins. They need to have themselves together, body on point, all this stuff. And you and your brother ended up knocking up two cam girls. Your brother has slept with your baby mama, and you have slept with his baby mama, allegedly. So it's very interesting that now all of a sudden they're like the bastion of morality. Two pimps. So all they did was run game. And again, they're grifters, you know. The grift has stopped at this point. And I would not be surprised with how many politicians they know and how they got in really good with the right-wing community if they weren't low-key the next up-and-coming Jeffrey Epstein. With all the girls they were pimping and the trafficking that they're being accused of. And what's come out even more is that they're saying that they found CP on their phones. So a lot of these girls that were trafficked, they were even younger than a lot of people suspected. People thought maybe 16, 17. I'm hearing as young as 12. So these two brothers are sick. And I felt no way when I saw them arrested down in Florida. And they think that Trump is going to come and help them. Okay, girl. He has his own cases that he needs to fight. He has his own weird cases. But in case y'all didn't see the arrest video, we're going to watch that real quick. This was the day that they got arrested and picked up by U.S. Marshals.
Come over here by me. Back up. What's going on? Back up.
Oh, Tristan got a haircut. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Tristan looks different.
Tristan, anything to say?
Nah, he looked like Andrew Tate for real. It looks like they were trying to change their identity and get the hell up out of America. Because, you know, Tristan keeps that, you know, that his little hair flip. But, so this is what the news is saying. So it's a pretty serious case.
Reveal the chilling claims that landed Andrew and Tristan Tate in federal custody here in Miami.
It comes as the embattled brothers face a big roadblock in their push to avoid extradition. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is live in Miami with what the White House has decided. Glenna?
You know, for days, Nicole, Calvin, since the brothers had their first appearance here, their team, their attorneys have been trying to get the Trump administration to weigh in. The brothers are huge supporters of the president. They've seen him do that before. Today, the Trump administration made clear that is not happening. The request to extradite the Tate brothers unsealed, the Trump administration unmoved.
Is President Trump or the administration, do they have any plans to intervene in the extradition process for the Tate brothers?
No. We've already answered that question. That terse response from the White House spokesperson. The president nor his administration will move to stop the extradition of Andrew and Tristan Tate to the UK.
Andrew and Tristan.
You can tell they've been stressing because Tristan done put on some weight. This is how they looked a few months ago. Slim and trim, had a head full of hair. These two fools getting ready to run. They knew the doors were closing in on them because I've never seen Tristan with a shaved head. And they got bigger.
Extradition of Andrew and Tristan Tate to the UK.
Andrew and Tristan are innocent.
Their attorney had name-checked both the president and Secretary of State Rubio this week, suggesting they could step in and spare the brothers, who broadcast their MAGA support to their millions of followers. Both were arrested last weekend in Miami by U.S. Marshals, both who built a social media brand as hyper-masculine bad boys with self-described contempt for women. These newly released court documents detail why the UK has asked to send them back to face justice. Newly alleged crimes against women they called cam girls involved in their webcam business. One describing Andrew Tate putting her in a chokehold repeatedly while raping her. Another detailing Tristan Tate repeatedly choking, beating, and raping her. 38 new charges, a total of 59 in the UK, involving 7 women from 2010 to 2017. The documents also reveal British prosecutors knew the Tates would be in Miami last weekend, and there they were. Andrew Tate Broadcasting plans to co-host a boxing event here. Prosecutors alerted the U.S. and formally requested their arrest for extradition right there. And their attorneys are fighting the extradition, and they asked to have the brothers get out on bail during that process. Prosecutors consider them a flight risk, so they're fighting that. It all comes back here to federal court for the next hearing on Monday. I'm Glenna Milberg, live at Miami Federal.
See, the problem is they thought they were bigger than the program. They thought they had it in the bag. They thought MAGA was going to come to their defense and Donald Trump was going to make sure they didn't get locked up because they're good friends with Eric Trump and Barron Trump. So they thought getting in with the Trumps was going to help them, you know, basically sweep all this under the rug. But as you see, Caroline Lovett said, no, we're not getting involved. And Trump has not said anything about the Tates, even though he welcomed them when they came to America down to Florida, and then DeSantis, you know, kicked them out. What I'm very interested to see is what that kook Candace Owens is going to say. I wonder if she's going to keep on with the whole Matrix is after them. They did nothing wrong, because her husband is very close with the Tate brothers. So I wonder if her commentary is going to change, or she's just going to keep talking about Erica Kirk, meanwhile ignoring Andrew and Tristan's weird case. So, like I said, I don't feel bad for them at all. I think the chickens have come home to roost. And I just think they've done a lot of damage to a lot of young men. You know, like I always tell people, especially young people, stop comparing yourself to people twice your age. Andrew and Tristan are 42 and 41 years old. They're in their 40s. Their audience is primarily people who are 21 and under, maybe 25 and under. And so you got all these young kids, men especially, thinking that they're nothing if they don't have money, if they don't have a Lambo, and that's why girls won't talk to them. Well, who's expecting somebody at 21 to have a Lambo or to have a whole bunch of money? No, girls aren't talking to you because you're sitting in your room watching Andrew Tate all day and taking in all this red pill bullshit instead of building up your confidence to go up and go talk to a girl. That's why they're not talking to you. You're living vicariously through men who are twice your age. It's like, young people, y'all need to go outside and go touch grass. Stop comparing yourselves to the Real Housewives. Stop comparing yourselves to these Tate people. These people had a 20-year head start. Of course they're going to be living well. They're 20 years older than you. They've had time to make their mistakes and see what worked and what didn't work. You're just now trying to figure out life. You cannot compare yourself at 2021 to somebody in their 40s. Two different life experiences. So remember that. You're not broke because you don't live in a mansion, because you don't have a Lambo, because, you know, you don't have, you know, the latest name brand dresses and jewelry. You're not broke at 21 because you don't have that. You're just simply 21. Because those same people who have that now on television, guess what? When they were 21, they didn't have that shit either. I know I didn't. And I think that's part of the problem is that, you know, when we were growing up, we only compared ourselves to people that we knew. So, you know, people on your block, people at school, you know, maybe your cousins. It was a small group of people that you compared yourself to. But unfortunately, with social media, you have a lot of young people who are being compared and compare themselves to people that they would never even normally run across. And that's taken a toll on people's self-esteem, their self-worth, you know, how they see themselves, because they're so busy comparing themselves to people that they normally would never run across. If you're 21 years old and you're living in the hood and your family's struggling, how would you ever really run across a 21-year-old who is a child of a millionaire? Y'all don't run in the same circles. That would be very rare. But now you can be on social media and scroll and live vicariously through these people. So, yeah, they cause, it's just all a highlight reel. They cause a lot of real damage, you know? Especially with this whole red pill philosophy and, you know, all women are bad and women are trash and they need to be talked down to a certain way. And the same with the women who do that. You know, I hold the women accountable too, who sit around and say that all men ain't shit and men are, you know, this, and that. No, you're just miserable. Just like the red pillars. You have a lot of people who have gotten into horrible relationships, horrible situations, and now they're projecting all their insecurities, you know, all the bad things that's happened to them in life. They're projecting it onto young people. So you got to watch who you follow and who you let influence you. Because you got a lot of miserable people out here. And misery loves company. So be careful. So on that, now I'm going to read these last few super chats. It is 10:30. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I know people are probably tired. Let's see here. Ray J says, even Floyd Mayweather spent all his generational wealth in one generation. The money is not money. And I've been telling y'all for a while that Floyd is broke. A lot of these celebrities are not living that lifestyle. And we're seeing that more and more. And again, it looks good on even Rick Ross. His good commercial flying ass. You know, it looks good when they're showing off these mansions and all these cars. But what they're not showing off is the maintenance bill. What they're not showing off is the light bill. How much they got to pay for that gardener to come out. The lawn guy. You know, it's an upkeep. So yeah, at one point they may have been billionaires. But can they upkeep that lifestyle forever? No, you can't. So, you know, people should try their best to live comfortably, not above your means. There's no reason why Floyd Mayweather has like 30 cars, all white. 30 black cars in Miami, all black. There's no reason why he has all these houses and condos. He's walking around with all this jewelry and money. And now we're finding out he owes so many people. He's literally broke. Why would a man in his 50s, I think he's about 50 something, come out of retirement to fight if you're doing good? You made all this money fighting so that way in your old age, you ain't got to take no more hits to the face. Not that people are hitting him in the face, but y'all know what I'm saying. Look at Mary J. Blige, still touring. And you can tell she hates it. I remember somebody filmed her one day. She was leaning against the railing, like you know how they have like the scaffolding? She was leaning against that singing songs. It's like at this point you need to retire. But she can't because she owes so much money. They have debt. They got to keep up this persona, this lifestyle. So it's really sad what a lot of these celebrities have gotten themselves into, unfortunately. A lot of regular people are living way better. They got 401ks. They have savings accounts, IRAs. A lot of regular folks are living way better than a lot of these celebrities. This is why you see them desperate to get onto Streamer University. If the money was money and you know, Sky was okay, why is she on Streamer University? People have accused her for years of being a yacht girl. Soulja Boy, if he was as rich as he was, why was he down there at the Atlanta auditions threatening Kai to let him come onto Streamer University? So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Mary J. Blige is paying spousal support, but she also she has a lot of debt too, outside of spousal support. Yeah, I don't feel no ways about Floyd Mayweather. All the time, all the bragging he did, I feel no ways. A fool and his money shall soon part. I feel no ways. He should have had better investments. Faith Allen, thank you so much for the $9.99. I appreciate you. Latino Boy, what's up? He sent $10. He says, hey, T, love to see you back. So PlaqueBoyMax incident was definitely staged. The OJ situation was a storyline that actually worked in Max's favor. The streamers ended up defending him. Oh, so I was right. I felt like it was staged. That's what I'm saying. These streamers, they know no bounds. I felt like it just didn't come off as authentic. That's why I was like, I didn't feel like he was crying at all. Well, thank you for clearing that up. So now the streamers are defending. Huh, interesting. Faith Allen says, thank you for allowing me to pray for you at Rondo Days. It was good to see you. Oh, you were the lady from Rondo Days. I appreciate you. I was telling my mom about you. I was like, this lady came up to me. Rondo Days is like a celebration in the city where I was raised in St. Paul. It celebrates the Black community of St. Paul, Minnesota. And I hadn't been to Rondo Days, man, in years. And so me and my brother decided to go this weekend because I wanted to get out the house. So we decided to go to Rondo Days. And I ran into people I have not seen in years. I had such a good time. And I ran into this lady named Faith, and she asked to pray for me. She said she's been a tea sipper for years. So thank you so much for praying for me. That meant a lot to me, you know, just to find out that I've touched people, you know, where I'm from, where I grew up. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see here. MBA 5002 sent a $4.99 sticker. Let's see who else. Mandarin's Orange. What's up, Mandarins? She sent $10. She says, "Love you, T. I love that you always speak from the heart and you keep it real." Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Let's see here. I am Kelly Smith. Says the Tate brothers prey on impressionable people. They do. They do. That whole Hustlers University. I mean, just the fact that it was named Hustlers University should have told you it was a hustle. People spent hundreds of dollars to take them courses. And the courses were just BS, you know, so it's sad. Anybody selling courses, unless it's like something tangible, like a trade course or like, you know, some people sell stuff like, you know, how to get into like house cleaning and maid services, things like that you can actually turn into a job. If it's, you know, how to become a rich YouTuber overnight, just run. Don't spend your money because at that point, they're just making money off of you. They're just grifting. Let's see here. Melissa Marie says, "Thank you for the live. Your presence brightened my day." Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Forever your Leo. What's up, my Leo sis? It's our season. She says, happy to see you as always, T. Sending healing energy and prayers. Wishing you a happy and amazing early birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So you guys, on that note, this has been a wonderful stream. I did not expect to be on so long, but we had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. So I will talk to you guys later. I love you guys. I'll try and get another stream in. I'll definitely do a birthday stream. You know, I always do my birthday stream. I do one. I've done that every year for like the past 6 years. So I'll definitely be back on my birthday. I'll try and get one in between. But like I said, it just depends on how I'm feeling. You know, I'm still not all the way recovered yet. But, you know, the days I feel okay, I will definitely try and stream. So everybody have a good night. Bye, y'all. Love you guys.
It's the LovelyTiTV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the LovelyTiTV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.